Well, good morning and welcome again. It's time for What's Up and About. And it's in your face. You can't run away from it. If you've been on social media lately, there's been so much talk about the passing of 27-year-old Nigerian musician Mohbad. And there's so much talk going on that it's very, very confusing. It's causing whiplash, quite frankly. There's talk about contracts and record labels. There's talk about underlying well, there's no talk about underlying ailments that he might have had, and that's where I wanted to start this conversation from. It's very, very sad that the young man has passed. However, there's so much talk about, well, people telling that this was caused by treatment from his record label and specifically Naira Marley. I do not espouse to treatments that he might have had from his record label. There's some videos that went about of him being harassed and this and that, and plenty complaints, even one where his father had to come beg on his behalf, his record label boss, Naira Marley. So I can imagine how all of this can cause a situation that can lead to an illness. But I think matters should be separated and attended to one by one. Unfortunately, he's no longer here, but there's still so much that needs to be addressed, whether with Naira Marley, whether with the industry in general regarding contracts and how they're signed and what the exit clauses are and how you can attend to them when the time is here, and what rights individual singers have and what rights record label owners also have on their artists. I still have plenty to say, but I want to see what you guys think. Mike, anything?
So, where do we go? So, first of all, if it would have been nice in a case like this, an autopsy was performed on him.
Yeah. Fortunately, that can't happen.
Yes, but then the reports that he wasn't Muslim.
No, it wasn't.
So why the rush? You know, because of course, if it's based on Muslim rights and Muslim traditions, it's the next 24 hours, right? Or so. So if he wasn't, I don't know if he was. But let's, for me, it's about the media, not just media or the attention drawn to this. But it was quite obvious that he wasn't really okay.
Yes.
Even industry. So an industry, as it were, if we call it an industry, that means that they are industry heads, they are industry captains, and they are industry leaders, as it were, people that can influence other people. Why wasn't this called out earlier? In such a way that we saw interviews where the guy was really off it, and there was a claim that it was drugs, that he was on drugs and all of that. But the attention given now, maybe if it was given a little bit earlier, this might not.
You know, things like this always happen, where after the passing of people. I mean, even I think sometime yesterday I saw it of how his songs on streaming platforms have literally skyrocketed and all of that after his passing. So it's really sad. Things like this usually happen. I know, yes, there are speculations that we can find the whole situation of him not being Muslim, why the rush to bury him. So now people are also coming out to say that, yeah, perhaps it's possible that they're trying to hide things and everything. There was also a rumor about how they're now blaming his wife.
Oh, yeah, then there was that.
Who has been with him since they were in secondary school for killing him. So there's just so much going on. There's so much so it's for me, you know how a story drops and then you think, okay, fine, with time it will fade
Every
off.
fourth
But
post now is a Mohbad post.
Everything seems to just be erupting. And the truth is, I believe with time, the truth will come out. Because I also saw another post from one of his friends that claims to be a close friend of him, actually talking about how it's not an ear infection, it was not an injection and everything, they killed him. Just things going on about that. But I feel with time, all of that will honestly
I also think that there are certain details that are not being told. That's why the story is all over the place and not very incongruous.
Is there any single person that would have, nobody will have all the details.
True.
For me, the truth will never be found out because there is no chance for an autopsy.
I'll tell you something, however. Be careful how you treat people. Be careful how physical you get with people. As a young man, very haughty young man, Mazino Appeal, I once had this instance where I had taken my car to the workshop, and it was a very organized workshop. But this man, gentleman, I will say, was finding it, well, in his place to delay the release of my car. And I had been there all the way from 8 a.m. up until 5 p.m. and I was really very angry. So I went all the way back to the parking lot to retrieve my car, even without the certificate of release. And he comes up to me and an altercation ensues. Young man, I was very young and I regret this.
I don't know, so why are you saying young as if young is
I was very young man. Yeah, I'm coming.
It has nothing to do with young as no.
So young men take a lesson. Let me put it that way.
Leave the young alone.
Let them
Let
breathe.
the young breathe. Thing.
So I did something I shouldn't have. I actually hit him. And the man, his eyes rolled over and he just dropped. And spectators there were like, man, very nice move. Oh, yeah, just wait first. Don't go anywhere. Let him wake up first. What I'm saying is this. Be careful. You do not know who's out there with this or that that's wrong with them. And if you think that everybody's as healthy as you are, you want to engage them in anything physical or maybe even mentally exhausting.
Mental especially. And I'll say this because, yeah, as much as a lot of people are saying, oh, you shouldn't blame certain people. Yeah, they only harassed him. They didn't cause him any physical. But
mental is actually
forever say, I feel there's a conversation for another day. You know all those videos where you watch, you say one guy cheated on the babe, and then the babe broke his car, and then they're focusing on the babe for breaking the car as opposed to the heartbreak. That's another conversation. Let's not go there. But I always say the mental is always stronger than the physical. If you dent somebody mentally, believe me, physically can recover faster than.
So in the case, bringing it back to the case of Mohbad, I think that those could have been factors that perhaps also made his ailments worse.
Yes.
That I can understand where people are going to, or where people are coming from when they say that there's a responsibility to be placed on his record label boss, especially when there are videos of him being harassed out there.
Actually.
Those videos were heartbreaking, and I'm like, I couldn't really understand why in this day and age where we expect that the music industry should have a level of corporate ethos would actually send out, let me use in quote, thugs to go harass somebody because you feel that your contract with them is being not being, you get what I mean, adhered to. So that broke my heart, and I'm very sad that he's passed. His music will forever remain something that, well, will remain among us, but it's just a sad situation, quite frankly. Yeah.
If you're looking at that way, maybe one way where we can get to some semblance of a finality is if we have medical reports. These prior medical reports. That's some way that you can get to understand, okay, what could actually have been the issue? What was in his system? Because, of course, there's a part of what he might have taken that might have exacerbated something that was inside him. Quite a number of things. But like you said, if the focus should be on the industry and how it takes care of its people and leaders and all of that, it needs to go past the music, because if there is no musician, there is no music.
Yes.
So the musician or whoever needs to be taken care of, especially in a case like this where it was quite obvious that there was something wrong for a while. There's some that just happens out of the blues. This one was obvious. So there's one people, who was the person yesterday that put something that I'll end it all by 9?
Oh, DJ KYs.
Yes,
for me, if you want to end it all, you don't give us
Excuse me, exactly. You're not going to give us a timeline.
But
I thought that was just attention seeking.
You still look into it. I feel like, I'm not saying that is the issue, but to be putting it at this kind of a time and they're giving us time, are you cloud chasing? But even at that, you should be checked on. Let's know what's up. But that's just that's how I see it.
Well, tell us what you think, all right? We would like to know. It's a sad story, it's a sad situation, but it's here, and we have to talk about it. Tell us your opinions. Use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC.